This is John from RevSoft, and in this presentation we'll be giving a brief overview of the top 10 features in all the RevSoft Enterprise applications. If anyone has any questions or comments, please feel free to email me on the email address shown. These are the RevSoft Enterprise applications. Rev Data Flow, which runs transfers with optional compression, encryption and translation, and can also perform scripts before and after the transfer. Rev Guardian, which runs periodic integrity checks to ensure your operational environment. Rev Message, which monitors message queues, SNMP alerts, history, event and system log entries. Rev Scheduler, which allows you to run tasks unattended locally and across platforms. Rev View, which is our free networking framework that allows for enterprise views of all the RevSoft Enterprise applications, as well as cross-platform group jobs. Rev Web, which is our free internet mechanism that allows you to manage all RevSoft Enterprise applications anywhere, anytime, on a phone, tablet, basically any internet connected device. We thought the simplest way to show the top 10 features was to answer some of the most common questions that we get from prospects. Question 1. Does the software use a central engine and deploy agents? Engines make decisions and agents don't. All RevSoft Enterprise applications run as engines on each platform, so all the decisions are made by the engine. If they need to communicate with another server, RevView is installed. There are no prerequisite databases or operating systems. All the RevSoft Enterprise applications run on all equipment natively, from a laptop to a mainframe and all in between. Don't forget, if it's RevSoft, engines and no agents. Question 2. Does the software use a central database? The only server that must use a local database is the iSeries, as each i5OS implementation has a DB2 instance, so we use that. All the non-iSeries database types and locations are totally user defined and controlled. On every other non-iSeries platform, you can have a local or remote database. It's up to you. So looking at scheduler definitions, we can see on here, if we connect to Titania, we can see it's housing 3 databases. Its local server, a remote one for a Windows server, Oceania, and also a Solaris server, Pandora. If we look at Rev Message, we can see there, Oceania is using a remote database as well on Portia, which is another AIX server, and it's also housing 2 others. If we look at Rev View, what we can see here is Oceania has got a remote database which is on Q&A Red Hat ELP, which is Red Hat on Power. All the database locations and types are totally up to you. You can also see the database types and locations on the header of each of the forms. On Oceania, we can see the database is on Titania and it's MySQL. Question 3. Do I have to use a server name? All the RevSoft Enterprise applications allow you to use an alias name, up to 30 long, instead of the server name, and that is used as the name for that server in all the applications. Once again, looking at the scheduler definitions, here we have an iSeries. Its RevSoft alias name is RevSoft_lab_01. All you iSeries people out there, your system name can be up to 8 long. We can have an alias name up to 30 long, so you don't have to use the serial number, which is how the server is delivered. If it has a navigator image, if you mouse over, you'll see there system name Hyperion, alias name RevSoftLab01. If it has a home image, that means that its server name is the alias name. With lots of customers with servers that aren't totally meaningful names, RevSoft allows you to give them meaningful names. You can actually change the name later. There's a change this command and command line on each platform to allow you to change the system name after installation. You will also see the fruit on each of the forms and the site location as well. Each server can have a logo there, so it can be a company logo, and the site, which can also be the site location, floor location, rack location, entirely up to you. These are all built in the same way the alias name. Question 4. Can I network servers to allow the use of enterprise views? All RevSoft Enterprise applications are fully networked via RevView, and that does allow you to use enterprise views to manage applications on any number of servers, no matter where they're located. You can manage servers all around the globe. These enterprise views can be used via the .NET user interfaces or via RevWeb. Here we have an enterprise operations panel, and as you can see, I'm watching server jobs run here on iSeries, Windows, Red Hat, all of them. I can hold, release, force run them, do whatever I want to from here. Here are enterprise message consoles on 3 focal points. We've got iSeries, Windows, and an iSeries focal point, so I can actually see any messages, history log entries, anything from any of the platforms. And then also going to RevWeb, here is the message console, an enterprise message console, which I can see on my phone, tablet, any internet connected device, and I can actually reply to messages for there. I'm also looking at a Windows enterprise console for Windows servers as well, and as I can see, there's a JDE job run there with the JDE details, because we do have a JDE adapter built in, and there's the details for that JDE job as well. So what you can see is enterprise is very much involved in all the RevSoft enterprise applications, fully networked. Question 5. Is there security, and how can it be defined? Security can be implemented at multiple levels, options, and then functions that can be executed within that option. Security can be by system or LDAP, Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, or as some people call it, Active Directory. No matter which security mechanism is utilized, it's used in all the interfaces, whether it be 5250 or green screen on iSeries, .NET user interfaces, or RevWeb via the internet. Master users or super users are also catered for. As well as the super users and master users, we can also set up authorization groups, and they act as an umbrella for a number of users. So looking at the security here for RJ Force Job, which is an iSeries green screen command, if I double click on that, I see what they can do with it. The authorization group is star company. If it starts with an asterisk at the front, it's a special word. And if I look at the authorization group here for star company, it's made up of user profile, company 1 and company 2. So it's used as an umbrella when defining those things. Anything that starts with web is a web access one. Everything that starts with Win is a Windows interface one. And what you'll also see is when you're looking at any of the .NET forms, you'll see that down the bottom it will have the actual security key. If I'm looking at updating environments, WinUPD-env is the key that's used here to actually define the security for that task. So WinUPD-env is in there. If we look at that, I can then give it security as to what functions they can perform in their update, delete, display, etc. And they are the functions of the buttons there. Question 6. Can I export reports in unattended mode? All RevSoft Enterprise application data can be mined to create reports, tables, or graphs for shift reports, management reports, SLA agreements, etc. etc. Each module has command lines for reporting and can be exported as PDFs and or HTML to generate the reports, and also to populate an intranet reporting site. And these can all be run unattended in RevScheduler for Windows, connecting to any platform, iSeries, Linux, Unix, or other Windows servers. Internally, we use our own reporting. We've been using it for over 2 years. I can go on to schedule jobs with errors, and I can look at them from, let's pick October last year, and pick the 3rd of October, Wednesday the 3rd of October, look at it as HTM, and as you can see there, a lot of them have got the old iSeries logos, which has now been updated, Red Hat, Windows, etc. So we're actually doing this from a focal point, but providing the information. If I look at a more recent one, I can go to October 2013, and let's go to the 19th. Let's have a look there. We have the new iSeries logos, and we still have any of the jobs that ended not successfully. In a similar fashion, I can basically go to any of our other reports that have been mined. If I go into RevDisk, our iSeries disk management one, and look at the system details. Now what we're doing is we're capturing graphs of what has happened. Here's the system details on that date, which was for a month from the 2nd of September to the 2nd of October. That's basically what it looks like, the library and IFS structures at that stage. And I can even drill down to libraries and tell us the libraries by size, and I believe we've got graphs of this. Let's go to August 2013, Sunday the 4th, and the top 20 libraries. There we have it, graphs. So we can produce any type of report, any type of data can be mined. It can all be run in unattended mode, and like we do, we've built an intranet site here. This whole intranet site is 334 lines of PHP code. If you want to see what it looks like, we can help you with that as well. Question 7. How do I define a focal point and how many can I have? Any server with the RevSoft Enterprise Applications and RevView installed can be a focal point. There are no required operating systems or databases. You can have as many focal points as you like. They can be on any platform using any operating system. You can have different focal points for different applications. It's all entirely up to you. Question 8. Can I have customer, division, or site focal points? You can have focal points for any server or servers in your network, and they can be grouped by names, partial name, operating system, etc. At one of the IBM Global Services installations, they have 2 large focal points located in separate states for all the servers and all the sites. But then they also have customer focal points as well. So think of it as 2 large ones encompassing everything, and then the customer ones. So from the 2 large focal points, they can see anything to do with any of the servers in any of the sites. When they drill into the customer focal points, they can then see anything to do with just those customer servers. So if we use RevMessage as an example, we have 2 overall focal points internally, AIX and iSeries, both exactly the same. There's 27 outstanding messages from our 15 development servers, Red Hat, Windows, all the different operating systems, iSeries, AIX, all reporting in. Here we have a Windows focal point that is only reporting in by 3 Windows servers. So I can look at the messages for those ones. I can then do it at the overall focal points. It's entirely up to you. However many focal points you want, they're set up quite simply. Here we go. Something's just come in from an Oracle server as well. So it's nice and simple, easy to do. Every module has it built into it the same way. Scheduling. I can look at the group jobs on all the servers reporting in and see exactly what they're doing. Windows, iSeries, AIX, Linux, it doesn't matter the operating system because we run natively on each one and it's the same model on every platform. Question 9. Do the Windows.NET user interfaces work with all the RevSoft Enterprise applications? All the RevSoft Enterprise application data have Windows.NET user interfaces. All RevSoft Enterprise applications have host and enterprise interfaces. A host interface allows you to look at specific servers. Enterprise applications allow you to look at all the servers reporting in to the focal point. All user interfaces can be deployed to as many desktops and laptops as you require, as the authentication is performed when the user interface connects to the engine. Using message again, here we have a host connections. I can look at any of the individual servers I like, or from a focal point, I can drill down and see exactly what's happening there. Question 10. Is there a thin client interface? The RevWeb interface allows you to manage all the RevSoft Enterprise applications anywhere, anytime via the internet, phone, tablet, any internet connected device. No software is required, and the RevWeb engine runs as a service on a Windows server. All the server security, whether it's system or LDAP or Active Directory, is used during this process. Recently, when I was in Florida, I replied to a message on an iSeries in Australia on a Sprint mobile. I was at the golf course at Reunion at the time. And later, we went to Best Buy, support a Windows service, and have forced a scheduled job to run over 5 platforms and run a file transfer from iSeries to Windows while I was having lunch at Panera. So from over 10,000 miles away, while having lunch, I could run secure tasks on all our servers in an authenticated environment. That's why we call RevWeb management anywhere, anytime. This concludes this